August 1944. The Allies had broken through Normandy, but the war in Europe was far from over. France lay in ruins, bridges shattered, roads cratered, towns still burning. Yet General George S. Patton's Third Army pushed eastward with incredible speed. Patton's tanks were unstoppable. But they were starving. Fuel, food, ammunition, all running dangerously low. The entire Allied advance, the very momentum of liberation, hung by a single thread: supply. And in the middle of that crisis stood Cherbourg Harbor, once a mighty German fortress, now a wreck. Its docks were bombed, its cranes twisted, its waters littered with wreckage. Still, it was the Allies' only working port in northern France. From this broken harbor, the impossible had to begin. The solution came not from new weapons, but from old trucks. Thousands of them, beaten, patched, and dismissed as useless. The British had abandoned these vehicles after North Africa, calling them unreliable. But the Americans had no choice. They needed wheels. Mechanics worked day and night to bring the machines back to life. Engines coughed, metal groaned, and soon 6,000 trucks stood ready to roll. They called the operation the Red Ball Express. Each truck would carry supplies from Cherbourg to the front lines, a journey of hundreds of miles through chaos and destruction. A massive red circle, the Red Ball, marked the route. One road east, one road west. No stopping, no delay. The mission was simple and deadly: keep Patton's army moving at all costs. Most of the men behind those wheels were African-American soldiers, serving in segregated units. They faced discrimination within their own army, but on the road they proved indispensable. They drove through dust and rain, through the constant threat of air attacks and ambushes. They slept in their trucks, fixed engines by moonlight, and learned to keep moving no matter what. The convoys became a river of motion. Trucks thundered through destroyed villages, across makeshift bridges, through smoke-filled valleys. Engines overheated, tires burst, and fuel drums rattled in the back of every vehicle. Still, they pressed on. When bridges collapsed, engineers rebuilt them overnight. When convoys were hit, others took their place. Patton's demand was clear. My men can eat their belts if they have to, but my tanks have got to have gas. Cherbourg became a living heart, pumping supplies day and night through the arteries of war. Every beat was a convoy. Every mile meant another battle could continue. They called the route the Hell Run. Drivers faced exhaustion that blurred reality, sometimes awake for 2 days straight, steering half asleep. Some never returned. Their trucks lay burning in ditches, their names forgotten in the chaos of paperwork and war. Yet they made history. By the time Paris was liberated, the Red Ball Express had delivered over 412,000 tons of supplies: food, ammunition, spare parts, and most importantly, fuel. It was one of the greatest logistical operations ever attempted. And it worked. Because of them, Patton's tanks rolled across France, chasing the retreating German army all the way to the border. Because of them, the liberation of Paris happened weeks sooner than planned. And because of them, the Allied dream of victory remained alive. Most of those men received no medals, no headlines, no honors. But their work, unseen and uncelebrated, helped change the course of history. War remembers the battles and the heroes with rifles. But history's true heartbeat often lies in the unseen, in the grease-stained hands that kept an army alive, in the rumble of engines through the night, and in the courage of men who asked for nothing, except to keep driving. From the shattered docks of Cherbourg to the free streets of Paris, the Red Ball Express carried more than fuel and ammunition. It carried the lifeblood of freedom, mile after mile through the smoke of war, toward the dawn of victory.